23. We're here where boots 126 and 127. 127 and 128. That's our boot numbers. So I'm joined here today by Mr. Duheny. And Mr. Duheny is a lecturer under the Faculty of Business. So Mr. Duheny will be speaking to us about.
Disaster preparedness.
All right, Mr. Duheny. So tell us what you have to say.
Yes, well, we all know we're in the season of hurricanes, but a larger part of when you talk disaster preparedness, you have to talk about the whole idea or concept of hazards versus disasters. People tend to use the two words interchangeably, but they're not the same. When we speak hazards, we speak about the threat itself, whether a natural hazard such as floods, hurricanes, or man-made hazards such as bomb threats and so forth. Disaster is actually the effects of these hazards when it comes into contact with human population. So we just have to clear that whole terminology. When we look at disaster, a major part of it is the mitigation or risk mitigation part. So when we speak about risks, we have to look at it from a standpoint of likelihood versus the impacts. So when we look at likelihood, we look like how likely or what's the possibility of an event occurring. Is it like highly unlikely, low? When we look at the impact, we look at the severity. If it's going to be a catastrophic event and the such. But when we look at the whole idea of risk management, we can look at it from the business standpoint as well, with having a continuity plan in place, putting safety plans in place within your business establishment. Now, when you look at it from an individual standpoint, it comes to the preparation aspect of having your emergency family plans in place. Do you have a flashlight? Do you have uh, extra fuel in case of you have a generator? So when we do all of this analysis, we go now into what we call risk treatment. How do I mitigate this risk? Do I do some work prior to the event coming, cutting down trees, securing animals, if you have farmland, cattle, and so forth. When it comes to the transferring the risk, getting insurance, looking into the probability of offsetting some of that expense that may come as a result of that disaster. When it comes at avoidance, do I avoid the actual event by actually moving it to a separate location? Do I accept the risk? In many instances, there's nothing you can do due to the type of hazard that you may be faced. However, when it comes to this whole idea of risk management, risk disaster risk reduction, disaster risk management, it comes down to just ensuring that you go through on an annual basis, having and updating your plans. Basic stuff as having the right contact number for the police department, the fire service, knowing who you're going to call in the event that you get affected by disaster, reaching out to NEMO, for example, at their toll-free numbers, which is 936. So all of these information is very important. And I think from as we go through life and realize that we are gaining assets, we get more valuable items, we buy vehicles, we have a vested interest in trying to protect some of the assets we have because it doesn't come about easy. So these are just some tips. They look forward. I'm sure that Galen, we have had a lot of conversation in how to actually create courses that teach people how to reduce risk and manage risk properly. So when we look at the whole idea of climate change, for example, you can't talk climate change without speaking disaster risk reduction. So these are some of the look forward coming to Galen, and I'm sure the audience will just stay tuned to follow up on some of the new courses and programs that we're looking for.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Duheni. And of course, we're coming live from the Galen Corner here at Belize Marketplace Expo 2023. The booth numbers are 127, 128. Come find us to find out about the best choice for higher education, or just come and play some games, meet our staff, faculty, and meet Mr. Duheni too. Maybe he can talk to you more about disaster preparedness, right? So we'll see you next time.